Hey, for today's video, I am going to be showing you how I take notes in class because we're getting back into the fact that we're at school now, so we have to do that. What I'm going to be doing is copying just a page of notes from my old notebook to my new one. Yeah, I'm sweating so. Yeah, whenever I whip out the notebook in class, people are like, wow, you are try hard. Basically, they just say they like my notes. So I thought I would share them with you guys so you guys can like my notes too. Yeah, we're gonna start now, so. Okay, so I normally start by just writing at the top of the page the subject that I'm taking notes on in whatever font I think is gonna look good. I normally just do this font that I do a lot, but because I think it looks good, so. And then I just grab whatever marker I'm using this term. I'm using like a green marker to take all my notes with. And I do a little bullet at the top and I write whatever the title of the notes is that I'm taking in all caps. And then I go over it in my black pen that I take all my notes with in cursive. I also just went back and added some lines to the blocks in chemistry because I thought that would look cute, you know, kind of fun. And then I do a closed bullet with the next like subtitle of whatever the notes I'm taking is. In this case, it was just like all of the different kinds of reactions that I was doing. Super interesting. So I write that in my green marker as well, and then I just go over it in my black pen. I know it may seem like I'm doing like a lot just to take notes, but for me, when I put more effort into something, it like makes me remember it more. I don't know if that makes sense. So then also on my green marker, I just write example for whenever there's an example in my notes. I also stay really close to the left side of the paper. Left. Yeah, the left side of the page because I leave the right side for any notes or like important suggestions my professor gives. Also, just another tip to keep your notes neater. Give yourself like a little time between when your teacher or professor writes stuff on the board to when you actually write it down, because so many times my teacher will make a mistake and like obviously I write in pen, so it's just super annoying to have to like cross stuff out and it just ruins everything. And also if you do that, you can kind of like plan out like what you want to actually write down, because obviously like not everything is like 100% important unless you're like that. I'm not like that. I don't write down necessarily everything. Sometimes that's like a terrible idea, but like So as I was saying earlier, I leave the right side for little tips or notes that the professor says out loud that they don't necessarily like write down on the board. So I started writing that. I wrote cam instead of can, so that was dumb, but I just kind of like went along with it. It's fine. Hopefully you guys can get over it like I had to. But basically I just write that down and then put something around it so I know that it's important, and that's something that the professor said that I should pay attention to. And this is the final product. Yeah, it's kind of a lot for notes, but like I said, it helps me to remember things when I actually put effort into them. And I didn't end up copying the whole page of notes because I just thought that would be kind of boring to watch, so I just wrote down what I thought was necessary to show you guys everything that I do in my notes. And if there was another subcategory, like after where I put my stars, I would just do an arrow. If you guys care, probably not, but it's fine.
Okay, so I am legitimately sweating right now because, as you guys know, I don't have a setup for a camera yet because I don't have one. So I just have to set up my phone with whatever I can find, which is boxes of food. So I take my boxes of food and I put this next to it so you guys can't see all of my logos because that would just be ugly and not fun to watch. So I do that. But I have to like stand the entire time to like make sure the camera focuses because I actually had to record this video twice because the first time the camera wasn't focused at all. Like all it was focused on was the believe in yourself sign, so you couldn't even see what I was doing. And I didn't realize that until after I had been recording myself writing for 10 minutes. So I had to record it twice, and then not only that, I had to stand for the second time to make sure I didn't have to record it 3 times. And so I'm standing and I'm like squatting, and that's just a workout, obviously. So I'm a little bit sweaty, but what are you gonna do? That's it for today's video. Give it a thumbs up, comment something. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you the next time I record something.